there was a post made today by Anet that covers some of the changes that we should expect with the release of End of Dragons on the 28th of February. In this video, we will go over them in details. You will find a link for that post in the comments and description, and I will go over the changes using the same order in that post. We should expect 4 new strike missions when End of Dragons is released, and they will be available from day 1, and we will unlock them as we do the story. They will also add challenge modes to them, but those challenge modes will not be available from the beginning. They will be released at a later date. I am not sure if the challenge modes will only apply to the new strike missions we will get with the expansion, or they will also apply to the current strike missions we have with Icebrood Saga. The next few changes concerns fractals. Currently, you can buy a total of 2 mystic clovers per day from one of the vendors in fractals. The cost is 150 relics, 1 mystic coin, 3 ectoplasms, and 2 spirit shards. This will now change, and you will be able to buy only a total of 10 mystic clovers maximum per week. It will now cost 150 relics, which is the same amount, but 2 mystic coins instead of 1, and 2 globs of ectoplasms instead of 3, and 2 spirit shards as they are. Also previously, when you do Fractals challenge modes, there was a chance of getting some mystic coins as a drop. However, this will now change, and you will no longer get mystic coins as a reward for doing challenge modes. The next changes concerns strike missions. The current system uses 3 different colors of crystals and shards. This makes the system a little bit more complicated, and what they will do is it will only be limited to 1 color only, which will be blue. So you will no longer get green or red rewards by doing the Icebrood Saga strike missions. All your green and red shards and crystals will be automatically converted to blue with the new expansion release, and so you shouldn't worry too much about what to do with them currently. The new strike missions that will be released with End of Dragons will use green shards and crystals. So blue will be the rewards for the Icebrood Saga strike missions, green will be the rewards for the End of Dragons strike missions. Another change I can't show you on the screen right now, but it was mentioned in the post, is that with the new strike missions from End of Dragons, you will be able to use your green shards to buy mystic coins. The cost will be 10 green shards and 1 spirit shard for 1 mystic coin, and there will be a weekly cap of 10 mystic coins. In the post, it mentions that this will be a part of the rewards for the End of Dragon strike missions, so I am not sure if this will also be added to the Icebrood Saga strike missions or not. You will also be able to exchange your green shards with mystic clovers. The cost will be 30 green shards, 2 mystic coins, 2 globs of ectoplasm, and 2 spirit shards for 1 mystic clover, and you will only be able to do that a total of 5 times per week. The next change concerns raid rewards. You will be able to buy mystic clovers using your magnetite shards, which is one of the currencies you get when you are doing raids. The cost of 1 mystic clover will be 30 magnetite shards, 2 mystic coins, 2 globs of ectoplasm, and 2 spirit shards, and you will be limited to buying only 10 mystic clovers per week. Based on those changes, assuming you will do fractals, strike missions, and raids, you will be able to get a total of 25 mystic clovers per week. The next set of changes concerns builds and classes. As it stands right now, we have some traits and utility skills that affect 10 targets instead of the usual 5. A good example is using orders from above for alacrity when you have the righteous rebel trait. We should expect those traits and skills now to only work for 5 instead of 10. And they mention that this will be because the new specializations we get with End of Dragons will give us more access to the boons and traits we usually need the 10 target for. So for example, a few of the specializations we will get with End of Dragons will be able to provide alacrity. They also mentioned specifically spirits on druids and banners on warriors. They mentioned that they plan to change how they currently work, but they didn't make it exactly clear how they would change that. But we should also expect that it will no longer work on 10-man target, and it will only apply to 5. However, specifically for druids and warriors, they mentioned that they will not be able to apply those changes directly with the release of the expansion, and that we should expect it a little bit later. In terms of gear, we are going to get 2 new stats. The first one will be called Ritualist. This will give us condition damage and vitality as main, and then expertise and concentration as a secondary. The other stat will be called Dragon, and this will be very similar to Marauder, so we will get power and ferocity as main, and precision and vitality as secondary. Those 2 new stats will be very beneficial to some of the current classes and builds, and I am sure also the new ones that will be released with the expansion. And of course, we are going to have some builds posted on the channel for the new elite specializations when the expansion is released, along with an update to some of the current builds and classes that use Heart of Stones and Passive Fire specializations. And those are all the current changes they listed in the post. I am sure we will also get a whole lot more that we will know as we get closer to the expansion and of course on the release day. Now I will need your help to decide something. What kind of content would you like to see first when the new expansion is released? Would you like me to focus on build guides, or would you like me to focus on things like the Jade bots and how to get Siege Turtle and such? Obviously I will try to make guides for all of those, but which ones would you like to see first? Which ones would you like to see as soon as possible? Please let me know your opinion in the comments below, and I will most likely make some sort of a vote on YouTube and in our Discord as well. And that's all I have for you today. I am very much looking forward to the expansion, and I hope you are too. Thank you very much for your time, and I will see you in the next guide.